Hello everyone, this is Rachel taking a look at the Maria Thus Biodynamic Calendar for October 2022. So if we go to the first 2 weeks of the month, the first thing I like to look at when I come to the calendar is where is the full moon. So that's denoted by this white circle here, and it's under the solar and lunar events. Now the week before the full moon is a good time for sowing seeds. It's a watery influence, and seeds sown before the full moon often have stronger germination and are very vital seedlings. So if you take a look over at this column, there's a fruit day here, and on that fruit day you could be thinking about sowing your overwinter peas and broad beans. And if you get them in October, then they've got a chance to get a good 5 leaves up before the frosts come, and then they will sit over winter and get off to a really good start in the spring. On this root day, that's a really great time for sowing green manure, and you could still get in vetch or maybe rye. And then this flower day here will be good for sowing your sweet peas, so you've got a really early crop come next year. And then this leaf day here would be a great time to sow any winter salads and greens. If you've got a polytunnel, then you can be sowing maybe some spinach and bits and pieces like that too. The next rhythm I'd like to look at is the Peregy and Apogee rhythm. So Peregy is when the moon is closest to the earth, and Apogee when it's furthest away in its elliptical cycle around the earth. And if you look here, Peregy is denoted by PG, and there's always a grey band here, and that means there's no beneficial forces to be working with in the garden on that day, and it's best to go and spend your time doing something else. So another rhythm that we work with is to do with the ascending and descending moon. That's as the moon gets higher and lower in the sky, and this band here is a 2-week block called the Southern Transplanting time, and that's the ascending moon. And this green block here is 2 weeks of the descending moon, called Northern Transplanting time. And the Northern Transplanting time is all about the soil, and the lower parts of the plant are vital. So this is a great time to be doing transplanting, dividing perennials, and it's also a great time to get your biodynamic preparations onto the soil. So your horn manure can be sprayed onto the soil in the afternoon, and there is another preparation called barrel preparation, which really works with the digestive forces in the soil, and that is a great one to be putting on at this time as the garden is going into winter. So if you take a look at these areas here, you could be putting in your spring bulbs during Northern Transplanting time, and you'd be using a flower day for that. And it's a great time for getting your garlic in. So your garlic, and if you overwinter shallots, could be going in on a root day here in Northern Transplanting time, and anything like spring cabbages would be going in on a leaf day here. And then the opposite rhythm is a 2-week rhythm of the Southern Transplanting time, and that's all about the upper parts of the plant, and that's a great time at this time of year for harvesting fruit for storage, so you would use a fruit day. And so if you're going to be storing your apples, or even if you're processing your fruit, to harvest on a fruit day is very beneficial. And it's a great time for seed collecting, and you can use flower and fruit days for that, for collecting your seeds off the plant. But you could also take it to another level and harvest any root plant seeds on a root day, and any leaf plant seeds on a leaf day, flower, etc. It's been starting to get cold here, so don't forget to have your fleece and frost protection on hand. And I've just put a big bay of horse manure into my polytunnel to try and continue the warmth for a little bit longer, see if any of the late ripening tomatoes actually come to fruition. Have a very lovely autumny October. Bye bye.